A big hello and a warm welcome to all of you amazing and beautiful people out there. Welcome to my channel. Now I would be doing a very interesting reading. I've been shown here that the masculine, and this is a collective session again, the masculine is feeling very angry with God because they did not know what they had and lost it, but now they don't know what to do about it. But why are they angry with God is because they feel they were innocent. They feel that it wasn't their fault. They feel like, why did I have to go through it? And why is this happening is because when the karmic experiences happen, it's very, very important. It's very much required for the masculines to go through these experiences, because only then they realize that now whatever is happening in my life is not happening because of feminine. Earlier, for a long time, they were made to believe, or they thought that since she's in my life, all this is happening. She's the one that should be blamed and blah, blah, blah. So when the karmic shows him stars in broad daylight, he does not get support from his family. He does not get support. This will always happen. Every time you try to break the narcissistic barriers, you try to go away from those people, or even when you question them that, look, I'm not happy. I did everything as per you. I said yes to everything as per you. Like sometimes they would tell you to leave your career and, settle down with them. Sometimes they would tell you, why don't you move back in with us? Or they would tell you to do certain things, because they are looking at you as this person who is not either competent, or they are not in those energies that they used to be in. Same thing happens with masculine, but in case of masculine, his real discovery is to actually become a provider for the feminine. And he will only become the provider for the feminine because most feminines, most people in twin flame journey, they don't have that much karma. Let's understand this. They are born with less karma than other people. That's the only reason why they are able to break free from the programming. No matter how they do it on their own. They do it with a therapist. They do it somehow. Whenever they do it, whenever they break out from these loops, they are able to do it because they don't carry so much previous baggage that they have to repay. Whatever baggage they create in this life, ever since they start getting programmed until the time, till 35. 35 is the time when most of their lives will change. Most twin flames will feel a major shift after 35. For those who don't go through this shift at this specific age, then it will happen in the 40s and in the 50s and in the 60s. It will not stop. At every decade, it will shake them up, and depending on how much baggage they carry, what all stuff they carry, they will get released. Those who have no baggage at all, like totally free of baggage, they will be clear by 35. 28 onwards, 27 onwards, they'll start awakening. The kundalini which was dormant, will start rising up again. They'll go through all the problems as they do. And for the others, maybe they have some left from the past lives. That again, if we do past life regression therapy sessions personally, then it's much more easier to figure out what exactly is blocking them. Otherwise, we have all the wonderful therapies that we do. This is wonderful times that we are in. Actually, I could never imagine that I would be working with people who are scattered all over the world, and I'm sure you feel the same, getting information like this. So anyway, the masculine finally knows the difference between the actual toxic relationship or an actual toxic one that he has with the karmic, as compared to the pure, happy, light relationship that he had with the feminine. So he is literally questioning God that, why didn't I know at that time that I was actually in a good relationship? Because he never really had understanding of a real relationship, or what is a good relationship, what is a healthy relationship. He did not know, because there are various types of narcissistic people on this planet. Some are covert, some are grandiose, some are this, some are that. So the child who gets programmed into this world of narcissism may not know what's actually good for him or bad for him. So for a long time he thinks that she's the culprit, or whatever is happening in his life, all the bad things, they started happening ever since she came in. But he knew it. If he would have kept a hand on his heart, he would have known that he always had these problems in his life. It's just that he was not willing to accept it. So the karmic gives him like a wake up slap. Sometimes you need to give a slap to people to wake them up. she's doing that. And in a way, she is also fulfilling her contract with the feminine that the feminine had with her before coming here. Maybe she also wants to get, released in some way. Usually karmics have that energy. It is possible that with the help of a twin flame situation, the karmic also gets some learning. She also realizes that, this is not love and this is not the right way to live my life. Maybe I need to do something. Maybe after a decade, she also starts doing inner work. After 2 decades, I don't know, whenever it's written for her, maybe next life. But she will get some rebate because of this whole thing. Because she's gonna teach these people a good lesson. Let me give you that at least. No matter what she does to you, how much she hurts you, how much she troubles you, but she can only trouble you and hurt you till the time you're not in those energies, the good, the potential divine feminine or strong feminine energies. As long as you also work on your wounds, she cannot have control on your life and emotions. So then her job will be over and her time will be up and she has to move on. She also has to find true love, because this man clearly doesn't love her. He is not in love with her. She always had a hunch. She always thought that, maybe time will change him. Maybe, when this will happen or that will happen, he'll start loving me. But he can never love her because he never did love her, in the first place. She was just a convenience for him. She also was a convenience for him. Feminine was also convenience, but in a different way. Feminine actually made him happy. DF actually made him happy. He could feel it. So every time he would go away from her, that's the reason why he would come back. This coming and going also confused him, and he thought that this is not worth his time. So one more thing that he figures out, that she plays no role in his spiritual or mental growth. Like, she has no concern about it. She doesn't care. If he says that, this will help us grow as a couple, he'll remember and he'll realize that with the feminine, he used to have many of these talks about the world, about ascension, about how we are like sleeping and people need to awaken. They must have seen a lot of documentaries together. They must have done a lot of cool things together. Despite all the excessive intimacy they experienced, they would still have times where they would be doing cool things like traveling or going out or hiking, meditation, talking about life, just looking at the stars. They do have those moments, the masculine and the feminine. But it's just that at that point in time, he is sort of not looking at it, lines it out, like, I don't want to see it. This is not real. But when the karmic gives him a difficult time, and how does he know this? So one of the biggest comparison that was given to me, the strongest one, was that the feminine used to support him. She was loyal to him. She was always on his side. She would fight for him, even if it meant fighting with his own people. Like, she would fight with his mother, with his sister, with his friends, best friends, or anyone who would be like, troubling him, somebody in the business, some business partner, maybe some neighbor, maybe he's just walking on the street and something happens, he has a fight or something, and she'll still support him. Whereas the karmic will never support him. The karmic will always choose a gang. She will always gravitate more towards those people who have majority, because she wants to be likable, she wants to be liked. And after a while, even she'll get bored of the masculine, she'll get bored of seducing him, trying to get his attention. She literally thinks in her head that he belongs to her now and he ain't going anywhere and he's a dumb fool. She will make him suffer otherwise also, not just later on, but even as a partner, even in a partnership. She will neglect him, she will ignore him, she will not treat him nicely in a good way, like how a partner should treat him. He will definitely realize all of this, that she is not treating him with respect and she takes him for granted, and she actually will make him feel that, she treats him like a puppet. He is her puppet. And he won't like that feeling. So he also needs to be triggered and to be poked, to be taken to the dark corner. He might get suicidal thoughts. He might question, what the hell have I done? So in all these places, he will feel angry with God also. Like, if I wasn't so ignorant, if I wasn't so blind, I would not have treated my lover, my beautiful feminine, my everything. She was his everything in many ways. She was his priority. Maybe he will also compare that, he still did a lot for the feminine as compared to the karmic, because the karmic was not competing with anybody else. She was competing with the feminine only. If she knew the feminine personally, then too. If not, then maybe she saw her on social media or she saw her somewhere else, and she could figure out that this is a really cool chick. She's a high value woman, and if she was after him, or she was in love with him, or she was dating him, then this man must be something. I gotta get him before he goes back to her. So at that time, she made him feel like loved and like a king and like a prince, charming, and because that's the time she wanted to get a hold on him. But later on, she feels that it would be better to gang up against him and go to his family, go to his people, because then they have more hold on him as well, and together they can always control him, they can always cage him. And he also has that good energy in him, that they all suck out actually. So I'm not sort of defending him. I know some of you must be getting triggered thinking that, he wasn't good to me, he was so bad to me, like why are you sharing this channeling? See, I have to share all the channelings as they come. I have to relay them exactly how I receive them. So this is where it says that he misses the intimacy also. He misses the hugs and the kisses and her voice. I'm talking about the feminine. Their talks on the phone, their fights, their cute little fights, and how he would go to her and he would sort of convince her. He remembers everything, and then he remembers all the running away, all the cheating, all the betrayals. If not, he cheated her sexually or physically or something, but he could have just lied to her about many things. So a lot of these things, happen around him, and he feels that he needs to just go away. But he won't go away like that. He's going to have a big fight with the angels, with God. He's going to cry in front of them. He's also going to go through all those things, all the dark night emotions. And he might also feel that, his life is so meaningless right now. His life doesn't make any sense right now. Without the feminine, his life has no value, because he may be stalking on her, and he could be also getting a lot of inspiration from her. He could be seeing that, oh, look at her, she's doing her mission work, and she's, doing amazing things in life. She's going after the things she wanted, always wanted, and she never contacted me. She never called me up. She never bothered. She's so independent. I was so wrong about this person. And, she was my whole world, but I didn't listen to her. I listened to all the wrong people. All Tom, Dick and Harry became important in my life, and I got to fix it. But before he fixes it, before he even walks on that path, he has to go through these crazy moments. So just the way feminine had gone through that phase of loneliness, he will also go through the phase of, being lonely. He will feel that he has literally nobody. His own people are not on his side, because maybe they are also enamored by the money or by the opulence or by whatever the karmic has to flaunt. So he will hate them all, and he wants to get a sign. He will get a sign, hopefully. I've been given 2 numbers since yesterday. One is 1010, 1010, and one is 1414. And they are given to me in this channeling's context. If you're listening to this session, let me just play out what 1010 angel number means, and followed by what 1414 means. Okay, so let's do it.
According to Psych News Daily, people often see the number as an indication that something positive is going to happen or that they are on the right track. The angel number 1010 is also a reminder of the fact that we are never alone. It is associated with unconditional love, joy, abundance, purity, and happiness.
So these are exactly the things that I spoke about in this channeling in the very beginning, that he remembers her for all the cuteness, all the unconditional love, all the good times they spent with each other. And, he is thinking about how abundant they were together, how pure they were together. Their love was so pure and so real. And there was nothing fake about it. It wasn't made up. The attraction, holding on with each other, hanging out with each other. So what happened, he feels? What happened? What was so wrong? What was I not able to see? Why was I so blind? Why was I so stupid? Why was I so foolish? That I let such a beautiful thing go away from my life, and I picked up all these glass pieces and pebbles by throwing away my big diamond rock. Like, what was wrong with me? And this is literally a sign that something positive is going to happen, or these people are going to be on track. The next number that was given to me was 1414.
According to Rai Publishing, angel number 1414 is a symbol of your uniqueness and inventiveness. Number 1414 is an angelic invitation for using your creative power both artistically and in a non-artistic way so that others may benefit. People around you can look up to you as an example of what it means to be a good person.
So great. I personally feel that these two numbers are literally not for the masculines. It's for the feminine collective, because I've been receiving these numbers. However, I was really guided to share it in this channeling. So 1414 is trying to tell you that you're unique and you can do many things, and you just don't have to do things in one way. Like, you don't have to just talk about your work only via your work. You can talk about your work and you can talk about your thoughts and whatever you want to emote and express in different ways. You can probably just go on the mic one day, or you can just hang out with the kids, you can hang out with the neighbors, or you can throw a party. Like, there are tons of ways, nowadays especially we have so many platforms to be yourself. So in non-artistic ways also you can express yourself, and otherwise also, and people around you will look up to you as an example of a real person, of an authentic person. So these two numbers are pretty good signs actually, and almost very same. 1414 is actually a more powerful number even than 1010, although I am giving all regards to 1010 also, because this message is equally important. And 1414 popped up after 1010 came many times, and I was just like, okay, I'll look into you. But 1414 is also an invitation. So if you're a projector, as per human design, if any one of you is a projector, then universe is literally, the angels are inviting you and they're telling you, just go ahead and do whatever you want to do now. Nobody will stop you, nobody will block you. Even the masculine is in those energies, because he can see, he can recognize you. So maybe you have started recognizing yourself, and you will get tools, you will get platform where people will recognize you, and you can do many wonderful things as a volunteer on planet Earth. So just go for it. For your personal situations, you can write to me at the sunamoon@gmail.com, and I will connect with you after you book a session. So please go through the description box, and please do not share your twin flame journey in advance with me. I hope all of you are able to benefit with all of this content that I share on a regular basis. Yes, ascension is a lifestyle, so keep doing your inner work and keep growing. I really hope everybody grows and progresses. I will see you soon in another one. One love and peace out.